Oh, hi there. You just caught me fantasizing about girls on the internet. So why does Attack on Titan movie suck? So, this is a new video style I'm going to do, mostly because I don't want to review these films. So I'm just going to talk about them very briefly and about why I think they're bad. I probably won't do this for things that are just bad, but I mean, if there's something so bad I don't want to review it, that's probably how you'll see it. But since I spent, time in my life watching these two films and then thinking about them for a while and then not wanting to ever watch them again, I decided to make some sort of content out of it. So, I don't know. I don't know even what to call this. Gaijin rants? Gaijin talk? Who the fuck knows? I probably won't call it anything. I'll probably just slap the video with some weird title and then that'll be it. And this will just be a weird series that doesn't have a name. Attack on Titan is bad. Why? There are three main elements that make Attack on Titan bad. Aesthetics, narrative, visuals. Wait, that last one. Number one, aesthetics. Attack on Titan live action movie looks bad. Looks fucking bad, doesn't look good. Everything about it looks bad. Look at the wall. Looks shitty. Looks awful. I hate it. I like the wall in the anime and the manga. Also, this wall probably was harder to make. It's like weird. It looks like it was built by people and it has like structures on it, like landing pads and broken helicopters. It's bad. The world looks worse too. Instead of living in like quasi-European like towns, kind of set in the past, they live in like weird future steampunk places. Post-apocalypse steampunk. Everything's covered in rust and has all metal everywhere and there's pipes shooting steam. Classic shit, but not shit that should be in this story. And I can't imagine that those were cheaper to make than just building a small intersection of a European town or just going to a Japanese town. The thing about this movie is that it's very Japanese, all the characters who are named Eren Yeager and Erwin Smith, they're played by Japanese actors. So why not just go to a Japanese village, film there, There are surely Japanese villages that look old in Japan. Go film there if you want to not build a set. And out in the fields, they have just weird debris everywhere, whether it's destroyed cityscapes or crashed helicopters or broken tanks or, unexploded ordnance. There's things out in those fields other than trees and animals. Surely that costs more money. Just go to a field. Put a couple fucking cows down. Let them eat grass. You don't need to train them. They're fucking cows. They're not going to do anything. They drive around in tanks in this. Tanks and like APCs and stuff. Why? Surely it must be cheaper to just rent some horses and ride those rather than acquiring some vehicles and filling them full of gas? Well, what kind of gas does a horse need? Fucking delicious carrots? That looks awful. That just looks generic. Attack on Titan looks kind of cool. The walls look kind of cool. Everything looks kind of cool. This film just really looks generic and like a billion things I've seen before, but just done worse because, this doesn't have a high budget as a movie like The fucking Road. And the problem with this, like, change of design is that some things they try to make look exactly like they do in the manga. I mean, everyone's uniforms, for the most part, look pretty good, aside from the Nazi outfits. I mean, those are very clear representations that Jun Kunimura is a bad guy. But you don't need to tell me that. I've watched a fucking Japanese movie before. Of course Jun Kunimura is a bad guy. When has Jun Kunimura ever been anything other than a bad guy? You don't know. I know. Because I watch these movies. But, like, that's why it's so jarring to have all these things changed that don't feel like they needed to be changed. Why make the outfits and the maneuver gear and all that shit look so good when you're just gonna shit all over the rest of it? It's like having a really nice house. Like, the house looks nice, but then you paint it a ugly color. You texture it with vomit. You pay hundreds of men to come and vomit all over your house till it is caked in a thick, crusty layer of dried vomit. And that's just what your house looks like now. Sure, objectively it's still a nice house, but it's covered in dry vomit. Sure, these uniforms look good, but they're covered in dry vomit. Article 2, narrative. This is the kind of thing I get a little bit more. I kind of understand this more than the aesthetic thing. Aesthetics, You know, it's not hard to just recreate what's in the manga. I mean, filmmakers have been doing it for billions of years. Narrative, on the other hand, I kind of get why you would change the plot for film. A little bit. I'll get into that in a minute, why it's only a little bit. So the plot in Attack on Titan, the 2 live-action films, bad. It's not as good. Politics aren't as interesting. World building's not as cool. Everything's explained to you in these like really dry, shitty exposition scenes. Whereas in Attack on Titan, you know, some things are exposed to you, exposited to you. Whereas some things are sort of just intuitively learned as you watch the show, and then maybe someone will comment on them later. It's just handled a lot better in the manga and the anime. Whereas in here, it's just bad. All of the character writing is like 10 billion times worse as well. They cut a bunch of characters out of this film for what I can perceive as no reason. I guess to facilitate the story they were trying to tell, but there are some characters that are gone that I don't think they need to be gone. Sasha's in this, but Connie's gone. Connie is like Sasha's best friend. Who's Sasha's best friend in this? I don't know. Romantic subplot with Armin? I guess. Hanji's there, but Levi's gone. Why is Levi gone? Why does that need to happen? He's like a fan favorite character. Why is he gone? That just seems dumb. But just everything has changed for the worst. Armin doesn't seem as smart as he is in the manga or anime. Mikasa's fucking ruined. Absolutely destroyed as a character. There's a scene where a man, like, grasps her in his arms and feeds her an apple. Like, fucking what? That's so dumb. That's the dumbest. That's fucking terrible. And, you know, those things didn't need to be changed. You could truncate the Attack on Titan story and change some plot elements here and there to, like, facilitate 2 movies worth of time. But I don't think you needed to drastically change this shit this much. People with big guns, the Titans were made as, like, weapons for war, like, tantamount to missiles. You know? It's just fucking dumb. I can't imagine they talked to the creator of Attack on Titan about this shit. I feel like they just were like, nah, fuck you, we're making a movie. Look at how bad all of that looks. Looks fucking gross. They added this character, played by an actor I actually really like, but he's just shitty and boring. All the politics and world building and narrative, it's just way worse. And it, like, I get it. You need to truncate a narrative into 2 films. You need to have 2 films that end well. You know, when people finish the second movie, they should go, I observed an entire story. And you could have done that without just removing characters and adding in worse ones and doing things that don't make sense in the universe. There's a character in this film. I don't know if he'll appear on screen. I think he was just on screen for a second there. He throws a Titan. He just throws the motherfucker. I think somewhere in the manga or anime they say Titans are like surprisingly light or something, but I could just be forgetting that. That could just be something I made up to try to justify in my mind why something so dumb happened. He runs around with an axe just hitting their ankles. There's a whole part in Attack on Titan where a character tries to kill a Titan with an axe and it doesn't work because the shit heals too fast. Fucking... why? When I was watching this film, during the scenes where people were talking, I just started, like, for this scene right here, I would just start doing this. Because just nothing is good. There's nothing here for me. There's nothing of interest in these parts at all. It's bad adaptation. But why did it have to be a bad adaptation? Why can't people making any sort of adaptation just be faithful to the source material? Maybe if they changed them and it was interesting or good, I wouldn't care. But I'll never get to know because they just made a bad movie. And you know what? There probably will never be another Attack on Titan movie because this movie's bad. I don't know if it did well. I don't care if it did well. In fact, I hope it did bad. The guy who directed this went on to direct Shin Gojira. It's a very good film. He directed it with Hideaki Anno, so like maybe he had more to do with it than the other guy. But... so to wrap up this strange little video, I don't know why Attack on Titan had to be bad. You could make a good movie about Attack on Titan. I mean, people have done elements of Attack on Titan good in other films. Just sort of mush them together. But I think it comes down to people wanting to make a quick buck and capitalize on a popular franchise. before it stopped being popular. And this is what happened. We got a bad movie. And that's a bummer, because Attack on Titan's cool, and it would be so rad if we had a good video game, a good manga, a good anime, and a couple good live-action films. That'd be incredible. But we don't get to have nice things, because people just want to, I don't know, maximize profit. Maybe people working on this were too much of auteurs and needed to tell their own fucking story. But it was bad. And they should feel bad. And you shouldn't watch Attack on Titan. I certainly am upset that I did. And if you do want to watch Attack on Titan, just go look up the action scenes and watch those. Some of them are pretty gory. And that's pretty cool. Alright, well, that's it, I guess. I'll make another review, I swear. I know what I want to review. I've just been doing schoolwork and stuff. So, thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go back to what I was doing earlier.